The order of creation of spirals, spiders, and snails. A creation myth or creation story is a traditional myth which describes the order in which the cosmos was created, from a state of chaos to an ordered state. They are the most common form of myth, usually developing first in oral traditions, and are found all over the world. They are recognized as conveying profound truths, but symbolically, and certainly not in a historical or literal sense. Many are extremely similar because they share common roots from way back in prehistory. Indeed, if one could trace the evolution of these stories, one might be able to reconstruct the ancient history of man himself. The changing climate that forced his migration and where he took his beliefs. The changing land masses that were exposed and then sunk beneath the waves in the many floods, earthquakes, land subsidence and meteor strikes that took place. See our video, The Symbolism of the Flood. The families of myths. There are families of myths, but there is no one common myth. The Middle Eastern myths, for example, were nearly all from the Middle East originally, but spread to places like Greece because of shared mystery sites. These include the biblical Genesis creation myth of Judaism, Christianity and Islam, the Sumerian myth, the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation myth, the Jamshid, Jam and Shid corresponding to the Old Persian Avestan names Yima and Izieta, Leviathan, the Book of Job 38:41 creation myth. But most of the very oldest myths, and thus those that underpin mysticism, are to be found scattered all over the world in cultures that are ancient. The Australian Aborigines, the ancestors, Picts and Celts, the ancient Egyptians, the Native American Indians, early Vedic Indus Valley myths, the Ainu peoples of Japan, the Zuni, a Pueblo people located in New Mexico, and many African cultures, for example, the Serra people of Senegal, the Gambia and Mauritania, the Dogon of Mali, and the Yoruba. The order of creation and the Lambda CDM model of cosmology. All the ancient myths involve a spiral order of creation, much as a spider spins its web from a central point, that gradually emerges over time by the ordering of unordered energy, chaos, into ordered energy, spirit. And this is where the symbolism of both the snail and the spider come from. A spiral web or shell gradually increasing in size, not by some explosive force, a bang, but by the conversion of chaos into order. In the Lambda CDM model of cosmology used by physicists, the total mass energy of the universe contains only 5% ordinary matter, ordered energy we humans can perceive with our five senses, 27% dark matter, ordered energy we cannot perceive, and 68% dark energy, that which the mystic calls chaos, or unordered energy. Programming the universe into existence. All these myths imply that the universe was and is being analogously programmed into existence, and that, as we saw in the video of the cosmic egg, all these programs are stored in the cosmic egg, the atom with a U, and these atoms are grouped together to create aggregates. See our video on aggregation. Furthermore, every myth states there is a software side to everything which cannot be seen, and a hardware part that we can see. In other words, everything is partly made from dark matter that effectively animates everything. And if we now use the physicist model, everything consists of less than 5% non-dark matter. The rest is dark matter, some of it ordered and some not, meaning we and everything else are mostly software, not hardware. And what is the unit of programming? A spiral of energy, described using a host of symbolic objects. The spiral symbol itself, the humming top, a toy, candy floss, a circus and fair, the whirlpool or water spout, the whirlwind or tornado, the spindle, and so on. The advantage of using the spinning wheel and its spindle as a symbol is that it links with the idea of the thread of a spider. And the advantage of using the humming top is that it links with the concept of celestial music. Spinning and string theory. The basic spinning of yarn involves taking a clump of fibres and teasing a bit out of them, then twisting it into a basic string shape. You continue pulling and twisting to make it longer and longer, and to control the thickness. And thousands of years ago, people began doing this onto a stick, called a spindle. There is thus an uncanny and probably not entirely accidental link between string theory and this metaphysical idea, that from the chaos of unordered wool, energy, the universe can be formed by creating units of spinning energy around a central figurative pole. Black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. Spin rates. To program anything, all you need is the 2 states of 0 and 1. And one can see that these units of energy could thus all be simply spinning, 1, or not spinning, 0. But we also know that the ordered energy contained in the cosmic egg, atom with a U, is also layered, and this is where the rate of spin of the spindle becomes important, because it is the rate of spin that determines whether this is dark matter or not, and where in the atom, cosmic egg, it resides. And this is why there are the elements. So let us use an example creation myth and see what it says. In order to understand this myth, you need to know that an atom can be symbolized in many different ways. Seeds, grains of sand, grains of wheat, foam or ice bubbles on the seashore, dust. And here it helps to know the science of correspondences, where symbols mean the same thing. Mande creation myth. The Mande creation myth is the traditional creation myth of the Mande peoples of southern Mali. The story begins when Mangala, the ultimate intelligence, tries making a Balaza seed, the atom, cosmic egg. At first, Mangala creates one center, and it fails. So Mangala begins again, and within the seed creates two symbolically masculine and feminine parts: the creator of ideas, the father, masculine, and the creator of form, the great mother, feminine. See the Mother, Father, Son video. Thus, one became two. And the myth says, the egg of the world became two twin parts, which were to procreate. Then Mangala made 3 more pairs of seeds, spheres, layers, and each pair became the 4 elements: earth, water, air, fire. In other words, the elements were formed first, and the whole enclosed within a functional software egg-shaped atom. The rest in summary. The rest of this and other myths describe a network of atoms held together by a lattice or matrix structure of invisible forces, given names like the net, the matrix, the web, and the sacred cloth. See Cosmic Egg video. And all describe how things, names, are formed by aggregation. See the video. And all describe how the Great Mother weaves templates of the forms she creates from the thread she spins. Rosalind Haywood, The Infinite Hive. To me, that interrelatedness was symbolized by a delicate, spidery web, like the filaments on a cactus, which linked everything to everything, from atom to nebula. Not that there were solid objects or solid threads, nothing was static. The entire universe was in constant, fluid movement. Gradually I became aware of that movement as a crucial fact. It was the dance, the interweaving, eternal, impersonal, relentless, inevitable, cosmic dance. The dance of beingness. I saw the god Krishna dancing. Dancing, I cried out, in extreme delight with pure happiness. Part of the dance was an endless frieze of Hindu deities, modulating and intertwining forever like a fugue. They were representations, I knew, of great essences, far beyond human conception. Then, in a flash that filled me with awe, beyond and behind them, but such words meant nothing here, there appeared a supreme figure, motionless, Buddha-like, eternally at peace. Now I see, I thought, why Orientals seek nirvana. If indeed they had developed even a dim awareness of the relentless, eternal dance, a profound longing would ensue for the ultimate still point at which all movement ceased.